I first heard about the WcDonald's anime promotion through a coworker who was confused by the sudden invasion of anime onto the McDonald's webpage. I explained to her the inside joke about the name, thinking it was just some hollow promotion, and moved on with my life. Well, I found out about a month later that it wasn't just an anime-themed promotion. McDonald's went and actually produced an anime that exists to promote a real-world product, and also there are toys? Yeah, that's a toy anime, sure. So, if you've been asking yourself, what are Chinese cartoons doing in my all-American hamburgers? I'm here to answer that. Well, it all starts in 1955 with the first franchised McDonald's restaurant. At that time, the golden arches that are now used in the logo were an actual physical part of the restaurant building. I think we can all agree that nothing notable happened for about the next 2 decades in history until, in 1971, Den Fujita opened up the first McDonald's in Japan. He had eaten his first McDonald's burger and was so shocked by the quality of it that he said, and I quote, "The reason Japanese people are so short and have..." Oh, I'm not reading the rest of that. He actually didn't start advertising McDonald's for the first few years, but in the late 70s, the restaurant would enter the more mainstream consciousness. And, as with everything popular in Japan, this would lead to it eventually being referenced in the 1983 anime Cat's Eye, based on the manga of the same name, would have McDonald's in episode 48 titled A Mystery for a Winter Night. And this would be the first appearance of a Mickey D's in anime. Or at least that's what every article on the subject says, and I can't be bothered to watch every single anime between 1971 and 1983 to fact check that, so yeah, and indeed in one scene of that episode, you can see the characters eating at McDonald's, only the iconic golden arches are flipped upside down to make it legally distinct. Because of anime's self-referential nature, subsequent artists wanting to use McDonald's would copy this trick, such as in the later City Hunter and Sally the Witch 2. Eventually, more and more anime referenced it until it just kind of became a meme in the anime community. McDonald's apparently took notice, and to their credit, instead of pulling a Disney or Nintendo and trying to just take down all the fun, they played into it. Their head of marketing said, and I quote, "Anime is a huge part of today's culture, and we want to co-opt that for our own profit." Wait, I think I read that wrong. So, they announced in a press release their plans for a new McDonald's-themed anime promotion. From February 26th, 2024 to March 18th, 2024, McDonald's would become WcDonald's. This included anime-themed packaging, 4 anime shorts, an online manga, a fan art contest, and of course, the coveted WcDonald's sauce.
WcDonald's sauce. WcDonald's sauce.
With the background out of the way, let's do this like any other review. First the show, then the toy. Sauce. McDonald's is not new to promotional media. Ronald McDonald was created in 1963, and even back then, they created a fictional universe filled with characters called McDonaldland for the advertisements. There would be a number of books, cartoons, video games, and movies in the 80s promoting the restaurant, but their first foray into anime seems to be with this ad that went viral in 2016. The ad follows a new employee at McDonald's who is encouraged by her senpai there to improve and become a great employee, leading to her taking her senpai's place when she leaves. It was popular enough to spawn a sequel that actually spent even less time in the restaurant and more time focused on the relationship between the new girl and her senpai, who eventually returns to working at McDonald's. The ad has the expected gorgeous food animation that makes you hungry like you're watching Spirited Away, but overall it gives off a theme of the workplace as family. The idea of the workplace serving as family is much more prominent in Japanese culture, but it seems that this is something McDonald's wants to promote about its workplace, as on their YouTube channel, they also have a series of promotional videos about family back in 2019, amongst other, hungry bait videos. Their next animated ad would be in late 2023 with this viral short you've probably seen make the rounds online. That was also apparently anti-woke, I guess? And due to the timing, its popularity may have also inspired the most recent campaign. So, early 2024, McDonald's released weekly anime shorts made by Studio Pierrot. That's right, the studio responsible for everything from Naruto to Creamy Mommy. Oh god. But their real magnum opus would be on February 26th with episode 1, The Race to McDonald's. This episode features unnamed guy and unnamed girl racing to McDonald's. But ultimately, they arrive at the same time and enjoy the new WcDonald's sauce. The action is intercut between clips of employees preparing food, and I love that as fast-paced as the action is, they still manage to sneak in some advertising for Sprite too. Episode 2, Love from Across the Booth, released on March 4th, has a bit more going on. Kazuki is eating at WcDonald's when he invites Shizuru over to his booth. The two realize that this is kinda like a date, and that they like each other. Shizuru exclaims that she likes WcDonald's sauce and Kazuki. Also, I have to point this out, but I love Kazuki's character design. So obviously his hair is red and it has a yellow W-shaped streak like the logo, but when they do the 3D panning shot, even the highlights in his hair are W-shaped. Both characters' eyes also have a vaguely W-shaped highlight, which is just a really subtle detail, but I appreciated it. The short itself is also packed with references. There's a painting behind Shizuru with a cat and large eyes, maybe as a reference to the Cat's Eye anime, and behind Kazuki is a city with a moon that makes me think of the McDonald Land moon. And I want to think that these are both deliberate references because the whole short has an 80s aesthetic, which is when both of these shows were made. Also, the metaphor of the store being a box that is closed at the beginning but open at the end when the characters open their hearts is super deep and meaningful, and I'm sorry, but I've tricked you, and this is now a 3-hour video essay on Episode 2 of WcDonald's The Anime. Episode 3, WcNuggets Space Frontier 3000, released March 11th of 2024, features the crew of the WcDonald's moon base as they defend WcDonald's sauce from an evil mecha dinosaur. But the dinosaur gets a hold of the sauce, eating it, powering up, and then it just ends there? The camera ominously hangs over Earth, which I guess the dinosaur destroys because there's no resolution, it just wins. So canonically, this is the last episode in the timeline. Episode 4, The Wisdom of the Sauce, is the final episode to be released on March 18th. This one is actually a meta-narrative on the ending of the WcDonald's sauce. 3 girls are isekai'd into a fantasy world after eating WcDonald's sauce and go on a quest to keep the sauce, with the lesson being that nothing lasts forever, except in your heart. So yeah, they failed too. Now, as you may have noticed, each episode has a different genre and style, and this is because the goal was to hit the 4 biggest genres of anime. That being action, romance, mecha, and isekai. And now you may be thinking, I thought the biggest genre of animation is toy anime because the largest grossing media empire, Pokemon, is a toy anime. But all 4 of them are just also toy anime, so I'll count it. The last 3 genres they did, I think actually came out pretty clearly, but I definitely see some compromise being made in the first episode in terms of action. But, I mean, they're really short and they didn't have a lot of time to cook, so maybe the genres are going to come out more clear in... Alongside the anime episodes, there were also 4 manga chapters that could be accessed by going to WcDonald's.com or by scanning the QR code on the bags you got at WcDonald's. All the manga art was done by Aki Bright, a self-taught Japanese illustrator who's done professional work for a few other American brands before too. In an interview, he said he was inspired to work for McDonald's to spread the popularity of anime and manga to America. So, let's see how good of an impression he's giving those pasty mayomancers over in the States. Starting with the bag itself, there's a short 2-page manga and a bonus strip. The story is clearly non-canonical as it has a bunch of the characters coming together working at McDonald's when a new delivery of a McDonald's sauce comes in. They all gas up the sauce and then eat it. The side is all the characters in profile, and then the other side just has another character rizzing up the sauce. This last strip is also printed on the receipts. Now, scanning the QR code on the bag redirects you to the McDonald's site. Okay, but if you type in WcDonald's.com, it takes you to the... Oh no. Okay, so I scoured the internet for like an hour trying to find this manga. Can you believe no one saved it? So I did the only logical thing I could. I went to Reddit and asked if anyone knew where to read it. r/McDonald's had like a million petty rules and I was banned immediately upon posting, so I went to r/manga instead. And while they didn't take my post down, they did passively aggressively tell me to try r/helpmefind instead. I did get a pop-up notification from someone who answered me, but when I went to check it, the mods had deleted their reply. So instead, I went to r/helpmefind, and they just straight up deleted my post and told me to go to r/manga. Great. So, panic set in. So I guess the manga's just lost forever. I really did not know what to do this time. But I still had one more special attack left. So, it took everything I had, but let's review WcDonald's the manga. The first chapter follows the same general story of the anime, but with more detail. The man is watching an ad for the new sauce and races the girl to be the first one there. This time traveling through a jungle and both having transformation sequences and superpowers before ultimately being stopped by an Inu in front of the store and arriving at the same time like in the anime. Chapter 2 is a slightly bigger departure from its episode. Kazuki is eating at McDonald's when he notices through social media that Shizuru is at the same restaurant as him. All the other tables are full, so she sits with him. The manager, Mr. J, ships them together and hearts begin pouring out of their bodies. And when they confess their love to each other, so many pour out that it fills the store and they have to open the roof like in the anime. It then ends on a mention of a McDonald's on the moon. Chapter 3 follows the events of the anime, except at the end, they use the McNugget as a super weapon only for the monster to eat it and then walk away satisfied. It then comes back the next day as a loyal customer. Chapter 4 again just follows the events of the anime, but with the details more fleshed out. This time though, it's more explicit that the girls are eating the last McDonald's sauce, and they're summoned to the fantasy world specifically to turn back time and make McDonald's sauce last forever. But the sage at the Pyramid of Time tells them nothing can last forever, and instead leaves and they return to their world. Okay, so before I move on to the main review, I want to touch on some other parts of the promotion. So from March 9th to March 10th, there was a themed pop-up restaurant in LA with all of these buzzwords from the press release. I assume it was kind of like a maid cafe. The press release also mentions a fan art contest, but gives no details, and I can't find anything else about it online, so I guess it didn't happen. Also on the website, they have little character profiles for each character that shows up in the anime and manga. Okay, so I'm just gonna read out a bunch of the character descriptions to you. The first is unnamed running lady who actually has a name, Hashidun, from the verb to run. Birthday, April 5th. Raised to be a champion driver just like her grandma, Hashidun has learned never to back down from a challenge. When she's not on the track, she can be found traveling cross-country reviewing new food that brings the heat. Cool notes about Hashidun is she's got the kanji for fire on her vest and little like wisps of fire that kind of look like burners that you would have on like a gas-powered stove, so that's cool. Okay, and then the dude is Mitaro. Birthday, month 20, the 11th. A driven businessman, Mitaro strives to be the best. As the youngest of 5, he sees everything as a competition. Once, he had a stare down with a squad of bikers for his McDonald's fries. Rumors say he hasn't blinked to this day. Mitaro doesn't really have anything too interesting going on design-wise. Okay, Midnight. Birthday, 26th month, day 5th. Ever since his first shift, Midnight has made it his goal to make everyone feel welcome. Receiving Manager J's kindness was the canon event that brought him out of his rebellious phase and into a new era as a manager in training. Midnight's design is pretty much what I would expect, except I do really like the tie being a W shape. Okay, and then Mia's where I'm going to stop pretending I don't know how to read the date. Birthday, April 28th. Effortlessly cool, Mia's experimental style has a flair that unintentionally starts trends amongst her besties. Recently, she wore WcDonald's sauce earrings that went viral. It'd be cooler if they just drew her with those though. Mia has very much Jessie from Team Rocket energy with the way her hair is shaped like the letter of her organization, and I'm all for that. Though it is a missed opportunity not to really have her earrings have the sauce packets. Kazuki. Birthday, July 29th. Kazuki holds study sessions at McDonald's and hopes to run into his coding class friend and crush, Shizuru. His older sister, Wick, nags him not to wear his headphones so much, but lo-fi beats quiet his loud inner thoughts. His cool composition can only do so much to hide the butterflies. Aside from what I've already said, I dig how Kazuki's design just has so many food elements. His headphones are burger buns, he's got a little pickle pouch on his jacket, and of course, another hidden W in his jacket. Next is Shizuru. Birthday, September 27th. In search of her next webcomic inspiration, Shizuru can be found frequenting art exhibits and libraries. During breaks, she catches up on her latest rom-com shows while snacking on McNuggets, her OTP. I don't have anything too notable about Shizuru's design, though I do really dig the white hair and black clothes. Karm, birthday, March 5th. Just look at that face. Karm is a beloved crew member who's reserved yet charming. On the chance he's running late, he's probably taking his grandma to the park or going to dance class with WcDicer 3000. Karm maybe has the most bland design, honestly, and I don't know what they're talking about with the face. Jay, birthday, October 20th. The well-respected manager at WcDonald's that everyone trusts. While he comes off cool-headed and chic, he can't help but melt when bonding over food. Anytime you catch him daydreaming about love, soft piano music is probably playing in his head. He kind of looks like a generic anime villain, nothing too notable about him. Berg, birthday, June 7th. Berg is Berg, and that's just what everyone loves about him. Berg's thoughts echo as loud as his emotions run deep. Outside of work, his friend circle is small but lively. Word has it, Berg had the burger mask even before working at WcDonald's. I think this one's obviously a throwback to like the burger dude from McDonaldland. Yarutokia, birthday, September 27th, and for some reason they switched the date back on this one. Sent on a mission by WHQ to beta test WcDicer 3000 on the moon, Yarutokia records atmospheric data to optimize the mecha's lunar mode. If you see a blur of neon lights, don't worry. It's just Yarutokia speeding his way to his next odyssey. Again, just a kind of generic mecha pilot design, I think. Yaruzo, birthday, and now they've switched it back, May 26th. Working at the moon base WcDonald's can bring unpredictable events, but Yaruzo is always ready to lead the team. In his downtime, he boulders on moon craters and holds sci-fi movie marathons. His watch was a gift from the set of Return of the Star WcDonald's. Again, nothing too notable about his design, except he does kind of look butch to me. I don't know. Trans mask representation in WcDonald's? Maybe. WcDonald, birthday, February 29th. WcDonald is a species found in the depths of lunar craters and can only be found roaming at night. This particular WcDonald has been spotted during the day wearing sunglasses. I guess you can say, don't mind the lunar craters at night, ahaha. Anyways, I mean, he's kind of a generic mecha villain. WcDicer 3000, birthday, March 31st. WcDicer 3000 is the moon base WcDonald's trusty mecha, a large robot piloted by the crew. Underneath hardware lies a soft heart. When WcDicer is on autopilot, you might catch him stargazing at 3 a.m. Again, it's kind of just a mecha. I think the colors work pretty well though. Flurry, birthday, December 18th. Holy shit, that's my birthday. Flurry is every moment of her job mastered to the second. From timing the golden crispy fries to serving the perfect WcNuggies. After hours, she uses her watch to transport her and Wick for tech explorations across dimensions. Now, I actually really dig her design. It's very poofy, big, bold. It's like, yeah, I'm here. Also, the green is very subtle, but the way it clashes with the red, I think works really well. The blue, though, I'm not digging as much. That one is maybe a bit unnecessary. Wick, birthday, April. Okay, now this is one where I'm not sure if it's April 10th or October 4th, and they've mixed it up. Wick keeps the vibes fresh even during high-pressure shifts at the moon base WcDonald's. She transforms the kitchen into her stage during breaks, using Quartzer's spatula as her mic, and ends her shift on a high note by sharing a new WcDonald's fun fact. Again, just kind of a generic employee design. Demi, birthday, April 19th. Demi is the fearless leader of the group who is always ready to say yes to adventure. She explores new cities by day and roams fantasy RPGs by night. Her friends joke that she's always on her phone but doesn't text back. I dig the little highlights in her hair and the little star on her cheek. Those are just kind of details that I just personally like in characters. Shiori, birthday, January 17th. Don't be fooled by Shiori's quiet appearance. Underneath, she carries worlds of imaginative stories that even hold her third-grade student's attention span. She balances her friends' bold personalities, keeping them out of trouble. Again, like the highlights in her hair, but otherwise kind of generic design. Her face is actually really similar to Demi's. May, birthday, December 24th. Being one of the first in her small town to the big city, May is destined to leave a lasting legacy. She often volunteers at animal rescue shelters, and hikes with her dog. Her fierce loyalty and strategic mind make her the backbone of the group. Dig the hair, but these designs kind of have same face syndrome. I do like, though, that their clothes all have like a similar color scheme to show that they're a team. Mr. Bev, birthday, November 18th. Mr. Bev is the jokester of the crew. With his trusty belt, he can accurately guess everyone's perfect drink order. How? He travels the world on a quest to uncover all of WcDonald's drunk hacks. Drink hacks? Anyways, I dig the design, but he doesn't really fit the fantasy world. Courtser. Birthday, December 31st. Courtser comes from a long line of legendary spatula wielders. He made WcDonald's history for being the undefeated champion for burger flipping. His ultimate goal is to attain the highly coveted golden spatula by out-flipping the greatest cooks. Again, not a bad design, but just does not fit the fantasy theme. With the guys, it almost looks more like they were trying for like a pirate world or something. More like 18th century Europe than generic medieval fantasy, really. Cinnamon. Birthday, April 26th. Cinnamon is curious of the universe, and her strong sense of smell has often led to many legendary adventures. Reaching a length of 5 WcDonald's sauce packets, God, Americans will use anything but metric, gathers a power from the sun to create a force field around her friends. Wait, this isn't America, it's Canada. Keeping them from harm's way. Every full moon, she's been spotted having get-togethers with a certain Shiba Inu and space monster. I mean, it's a cute, like, rabbit thing. I dig it. Okay, and those are the characters. They're definitely trying a little too hard, but the designs are not bad. I love how far they went with these one-off characters, even ones that only appear in the background. But what I really want to talk about here is the anime's opening. Well, more like an AMV, but come on, it's an anime opening. They even cut up a 1-minute version of it. I can't find any articles or other releases talking about it, but on top of the anime, McDonald's also commissioned Riol to make a song for the campaign. And if you go to her channel, the song is also accompanied by unique animation. So, thoughts? Well, it's a Riol song, so of course it's super catchy. The lyrics seem to be about giving into desire because of the difficulty of living in this world, which is pretty cheery, not gonna lie. Some of the lyrics include, "So what if I'm feeling down, just pick me up. Go as your desire flows. I'm obsessed. I need you. Love it." The narrative in the animation goes along with this, with a girl who's clearly surrounded by negativity when she encounters a cat who puts a hat on her head, literally flipping a switch in her brain to make her more accepting to new experiences, and suddenly her world turns more positive. While there's this theme of trying new things, it always comes back to just sort of giving in to desire, with lyrics such as, "This earthly life is meaningless anyway, then I recommend what's fun." The animation then takes a darker turn, asking what you're into and acknowledging that you're just trying to fill a void. Another version of the girl says you have to experience something to truly know it, saying, "Experience beats book smarts, don't pretend to know." All of this not so subtly suggesting you're missing out if you don't try McDonald's new promotions. It's simultaneously an incredibly nihilistic yet hedonistic song, and yes, of course, I'm adding that to my playlist. Okay, but that's all talk. Let's actually experience it now. Let's truly know the WcDonald's sauce. I went out myself to acquire the savory chili WcDonald's sauce, a unique combination of ginger, garlic, and soy with a slight heat from the chili flakes, packing an energetic blast of flavor in every bite. I'm just reading from the press release again. Okay, so I headed out to Hiroshima because it was the most American part of my country, you know what you did, and found the nearest McDonald's. I wasn't allowed to video record inside, so here's an artist's reenactment. Ohayo gozaimasu, do you have WcDonald's sauce?
おはようってなんで？お客様、ここ3時だよね。まったく。
They did not, in fact, have the WcDonald's sauce. I was too nervous to just leave with nothing, so I got a Happy Meal and then fled. So, impromptu Japanese Happy Meal review. So they don't do the cute little red box, so I gotta take everything out of this ugly bag. I got a 5-piece nugget, and since I couldn't have it with the sauce, I decided to just eat them raw. Like I like my men. They were good. I mean, they're McNuggets. Fries good too. Can't go wrong with a McFry. The Happy Meal set doesn't let me order without a drink, and I can't choose water, so I got a McMilk, and then I got to actually select my toy. My options were a picture book about dinosaurs, a picture book about aquarium, dinosaur toy, or girl. Obviously, I went for the actual toy. Okay, so, toy review. Okay, so it's way too hard to do this with one hand. Also, they're blasting English music about sex here for some reason. So anyways, I went home. So McDonald's isn't actually running any promotional toys, so these are all unique to McDonald's, I think. This is Saikyo-o, like Yu-Gi-Oh! Except, no, nothing like Yu-Gi-Oh! It comes with a little crocodile dude, a disc, and plesiosaur card. There are 3 waves for the toys, and currently it's in wave 1 where you get a random selection between 3 ancient critters. It also comes with an AR app that, wait, okay, this is way off track. So, yeah, obviously the WcDonald's promotion, despite being anime themed, is not actually running in Japan. So, instead, I had my buddy Joe in, America, help me out instead. He cooked up something great for you guys, you're gonna love it. It was a lot like the famous toy anime Breaking Bad, actually, the way he cooked. The toy in that show is crystal meth.
What the fuck is McDonald's sauce? Let's find out. I was gonna ask, I didn't see it on the menu over there. Do you guys still have the WcDonald sauce?
Oh, no, not anymore.
No?
Order for Justin.
Thank you. Obviously, this was not gonna fly.
Just we need to cook.
Got a Reddit comment from March 2024 where one user describes what he believes is the ingredient list for the WcDonald's sauce. He writes, first, you're going to want to take a small mixing bowl and add in some amount of garlic puree or garlic paste. Next, introduce your ginger puree or paste and stir gently. Add a splash or 2 or maybe 3 of soy sauce. This is for color and for soy. Mix until you hate it. Now you're going to want to add a little too much pear puree. If you can't find any pear puree at your local supermarket, I found that pear baby food is literally just pear puree. Add 1 spoonful of fermented soybean paste. Doesn't matter the size of the spoon as long as it is full of that sweet bean paste. Mix it some more. Introduce some salted sake. I'm using sweet cooking sake because that's all they had at Ralph's for some extra flavor and to loosen up the sauce a bit. Squeeze brown sugar cinnamon in there until you feel sad and give it one last mix. Then just stick it in the fridge for until whenever. Does that look like what I made? It looks a lot more like brown and translucent than what I did. It's a very interesting texture and flavor, all things combined. It's very savory, very a little sweet, a little salty. You can definitely taste the ginger and the soy sauce, although I don't know if I added enough soy sauce, just looking at the picture. Now, does this taste like a $36 sauce? I wouldn't say so. I could not tell you if it's even close to what McDonald's sauce is. Whatever the hell this is, I'll give it a, like a 7. Like and subscribe or whatever.
Thank you, Joe R. Biden. Okay, so how was the campaign overall? With each episode of the anime being 30 seconds long and also ending with a literal call to action to go to McDonald's, this anime is even more blatantly an ad than most toy anime. It even ran on TV as an ad. So how effective was it? Well, it's definitely attention grabbing, but considering I hadn't even heard of this promotion, nor had any of my weeb friends, it didn't do a great job of going viral like other McDonald's anime ads had. I can't speak on the effectiveness of the TV run of the anime, but considering most young people are moving away from TV, and that's the demographic most interested in anime anyways, it maybe isn't as important. I mean, I don't watch TV. But if you look at their YouTube channel, the videos also don't get great views, especially compared to their other videos. Like, look at these random videos just on fries getting over 100k views. Meanwhile, their anime fry video gets like, what, 50? Now, granted, the anime episodes themselves can range from 100 to 300,000 views, but like, some random live-action 15-second promotional shorts on their channel are getting millions of views. So, factoring in the cost of animation, they're probably losing out in the long run this time. All that said though, I mean, I'm glad they did it. This was a cool little promotion, and it was a lot less cynical than I was expecting when I first found out about it. But also, it didn't get the reach I think that we're expecting, and I was actually scared for a little while that the manga had just been completely lost. I think this promotion is a good example of what I'm trying to do here on my channel. People don't take advertisement-adjacent media seriously, viewing things like Beyblade or the WcDonald's manga as unimportant, but it is still art. Yes, oftentimes more cynical art, but artists still put effort into it and have something they want to say. Aki Bright designed a ton of colorful characters with some pretty interesting designs I was gushing over. Ryol popped out another banger of a song, and Studio Pierrot honestly put their whole Perussi into that anime. Businesses don't care about art, they just use it as a tool. And because they don't care, the art that is made under their guidance can be too easily lost. This time, I was able to find it, but sometimes I can't. And the search also made me realize, even serious art gets lost sometimes. There are video essays on temporary art, and I was gonna end this video arguing that food and culinary arts are just a form of temporary art, because once the WcDonald sauce is eaten, it's gone. But you know what? All art is temporary. No matter how permanent we think the medium is, all paints eventually degrade, the metal in your hard drive will rust away, and the sun will one day eat the earth like it's just one big McNugget and wipe away every human creation. But like the sage at the Pyramid of Time in episode 4 says, embrace that the sauce's bold, savory flavor can't last forever. Advertisement is the new low art. Culinary art is art. All art is temporary. And I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Just ending off here to say, check out Joe's stuff. He's an amazing editor and director, currently in film school right now. Also, if you want another review of the WcDonald's promotion and sauce from someone who was actually there at the time it was running, be sure to check out the No Scoops Club article on it, linked below. Lastly, if you want a more in-depth review of the manga, be sure to also check out the Comics Beat articles, also linked below. Eat you later, Core Vision out.